welcome to the Root Beer Tasting Championship Series of 2012. Here we are in beautiful Lake in the Hills, Illinois, and our contestants should be entering the arena very soon. I'm very excited for this contest. Here they come now.
Please, gentlemen, take your seats. Either side. This will be the root beer tasting competition today. We would like you to rate it on color, texture, bubbles, overall quality, and taste.
It's quite an extensive list they must be aware of. It's not just a simple taste.
For you to jot down any ideas you may want
choices
to
there,
keep in mind about these.
D, but keep in mind the contestants do not get
and I will ask you to pick your favorites in order from 1 to 4 or A through D, whichever. You will have a maximum of 10 minutes for all beverages.
Okay.
You may begin.
What do you think we should go with?
It'll be interesting to see what they go for first.
Alright. Let's clean our palate.
The veteran move of going in order. A is Spreckers. A is Spreckers from Wisconsin.
Smells good.
Taste is good.
I like it. It's nice and fizzy. Froth. It's very
Flat.
Yeah.
These two work together well, Brody and AJ. They collaborate. They taste the same one at the same time. Looks like we may have an issue here. Oh, no, just dropped a pen. It's interesting how Brody hides his work. So much thought put into these answers. I will be interested in the post-contest wrap-up to hear what they're thinking right now.
Doesn't need to be a novel, Brody. Just a few minutes.
Well, it looks like Brody's done writing. He's patiently awaiting his competitor.
Now, I'm going on to B.
B.
Okay.
Going for B.
I like it. It's honey smelling.
AJ goes right to the drinking. He does not take the aromatic whiff that Brody
This
does.
one's like super fizzy.
Super
like
fizzy.
And the smell is very good.
AJ quick to the paper. Must have big thoughts on that one. Ooh, that is our local homemade brew that they are tasting now. I wonder how well that will rank today. Last year, you may recall that the local homemade brew actually won the RTCS 2011.
Nice.
Nice water palate cleanser.
Letter C.
They prepare to taste letter C.
Little foamy.
Letter C.
No smell.
Yes.
Not as aromatic.
Different color.
Ooh.
Not many comments on the bubbles
A
tonight.
lot like B.
Tastes more like A to me.
Ooh, interesting. Diversion between the two.
Looks like we have some conflict.
Different palates, I think it's what we're finding out here.
In years past, they've taken more time on each individual item. We're not even halfway through the allotted time, and we're almost through with the tastings.
And for our final taste test,
Moving on to letter D.
D would be the final challenge in this
Letter D.
beer taste test.
Bottoms up, gentlemen, with letter D, which happens to be Barks. C was A and W.
It's got a kick to it.
Kind of more like a Pepsi taste.
Yeah,
Ooh,
to me,
interesting.
very, very overpowering fizz.
Oh, interesting. Good comments. Okay.
Overpowering. Interesting comment. Not sure if overpowering is good or bad at this point. Let's see if they call this or if they
Okay.
do something here with the remaining time.
Cleanse our palates one more time. Try them all so we can
Make
once
your
more
final
make our
decision.
final decision.
Which is your most favorite?
You are halfway through your allotted time. 5 minutes has passed. Please make your final decisions. Do not run over the limit.
I really like the froth on this one.
Going
That's
back
really
through
nice.
for a final quick tally, verify the notes. These are true professionals
However,
here.
it's a
They
lot
take this very
flatter than the
seriously.
rest of them.
Yes.
It's not as fizzy.
You don't have to cleanse your palate every time if you don't want to.
True professional. Always.
I'm not even releasing my real name.
I wouldn't. You're not being paid for this testimony, so.
These are
Such
actual people.
banter
These are not
between
paid
the
actors.
audience and the contestants here. This is sport at its best.
Weird.
It's got a lot of honey to me. There's more honey in this one. Closing palate. I love the fizz on this one.
Oh yeah. Really good.
Brody's still the more
But yeah,
vocal
the smell
of
is
the
really
pair.
impressive.
AJ concentrating very hard on his decisions. Seems like
This
Brody
one
may know what
has
he's
a
going
bite
for
to it.
already.
It's got a lot of fizz.
More of that Pepsi taste to it.
Yeah. Should we talk about it? Let's look at our cards.
Looking to have a conference now. The referee should be entering the picture soon to settle this matter for us.
What you want?
Yeah.
You want to be part of the taste. You need to be part of it. You want to be part of the taste.
Do you agree?
For which one?
All of them.
You have 2 minutes remaining.
Oh,
Um,
alright.
I think this one may end a bit early. These professionals really have a refined palate and don't need the full allotted time very often.
Agreement is not necessary. Realize.
We have come to a conclusion.
Well, it looks like Brody's calling this one. Let's see what the ref does.
And we both agree that the letter D is the most pleasant.
Letter D is both your choices for most pleasant. That's interesting.
Letter D is Barks.
Very interesting. And what would your second choice be?
Our second choice, my second choice, would be either a pretty close tie with C and B. But
I know this is a tough decision.
leaning towards C because it has more fizz.
C is A and W.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very
And
interesting.
AJ, what's your second choice?
my second choice would be A.
A.
Hey.
AJ's second choice.
Okay.
A,
And
which is
third?
Spreckers.
I know you're anxious to hear the answers.
I'd choose C.
Third for me is B.
Oh, wow.
Because this one is just, the fizz
Remember.
content is really low.
C
I see.
I see.
is A and W.
I
B
see.
is homemade brew of the
All
year.
phones were supposed to be turned off before.
Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, I
And trainee
can't
to the
believe
taste
what we're
tester.
seeing.
And then the final?
AJ
My final
cell
is A.
phone is going.
My final would be B.
This is
Okay,
this
so
is
please again, Brady, you're in order.
C, D, B, A. D.
And AJ, your final?
D, A, C, and B.
Well, since D was the consensus winner, I would be happy to announce that it is, in fact, Barks.
Oh, really?
Barks root beer, the one with bite.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very interesting.
What was C?
C
See?
happened to be A&W root beer since 1919, not with vanilla.
Alright, what about B? That's the one that...
B,
Yes.
you will be interested to know, is Mr. Root Beer homemade root beer.
Oh,
That's why I had that kind of
it's like
kick to
honey.
it. Yeah.
It's like honey tasting.
And on A would be Wisconsin's own Spreckers. If it's Spreckers, it's got to be good. Now again, what were yours in order? Name the product, please.
So congratulations this year too.
Barks, A&W, R's,
Root
and
beer.
Spreckers.
Wow.
And AJ?
Barks. A, which was the
Spreckers,
C,
A&W,
and B.
and then the homemade version.
There you go.
Well, thank you for playing. Next year, we will do this again with 4 different beverages.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's see if we can move on to the confessionals.
Alright, hi. I'm AJ. Now, we just got done with the root beer test, and, well, what I thought about letter A was that it was an excellent taste. Not really flat at all. Really foamy. Cold. Really good. Liked it a lot. Wasn't the best, but no. What I thought about letter B was that it was different from most root beers. Had a honey taste to it. Cold. Flat a little bit, and I didn't really like that one. It was alright. And what I thought of letter C was that it tastes more like letter A. It was similar to it. It was more flat though. So it wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. And then D was my favorite was because it was overpowering. It tastes kind of like Pepsi. So, and didn't have a lot of foam to it. So it was pretty good, and it is my favorite. And then, of course, when Brody dropped his pen or pencil, whatever it was, that just kind of threw me off. You know, it was just kind of like, well, wow, and it's just fail. So yeah, got her.
Hi, I'm Brody. I was in one of the contestants for the root beer contest, and you know, overall it was a nice place, nice venue. The root beer was great. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I chose D because you get that satisfying fizz flavor. You know, you don't drink a pop if it's flat. If you drink it when it's flat, you don't get that kind of thing, you know? It's like you drink it and it's like water with syrup. It's not that great. A was overall really good. Nice smell. Well, the smell is what knocked it down to my last choices because there was no smell. You couldn't smell anything with it. B was a nice fizz, nice smell, but there was no froth. C was mostly like B, a lot of the same attributes. And D, I chose it because of the fizz. It was really good fizz, and it tasted fresh to me. But then, of course, when AJ dropped his phone went off. Do you know how annoying that is? I'm in the middle of a root beer taste test trying to stay focused, and then here comes AJ texting on his phone. I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, really? You know, that's how I feel when he's on his phone during a root beer contest. You're contested even, so the rules apply to you more than anybody else. So, you know, whatever.